I'm Haley.
I'm Anastasia.
I'm Skyla.
I'm Lauren.
And this is Teen Talk on OurKidsNews.com. Today's topic is stereotypes in general. And first we're going to talk about stereotypes on policemen. So we've all heard of like the Trayvon Martin story and like all these cases about kids who are the Ferguson case and all of these people that are being negatively affected by the police force of them like taking advantage of their power.
I feel like there's a lot of good police officers out there,
Yeah.
but the bad outweighs the good.
Yeah.
So let's say someone does good all the time, and then the one time they do something wrong,
It's like on the
then
news and everything.
now it's like they're a bad person.
Exactly.
So I feel like the select few bad police officers make all of the good police officers seem like
terrible.
they're
Like
horrible.
people are afraid of them. It's like they're afraid. Like at the same time they call 911 for help, but it's like they're almost fearing the police when they do something wrong. You know what I
I
mean?
feel like it has to do a lot with like publicity and what gets put on the news and what doesn't. Because like if you think about it, a cop saving a kitten out of a tree is not going to make the news, but a cop shooting a 15-year-old kid is going to make the news, and it's going to make all cops look bad. They don't put enough of like good cops on the news or good cops out there, so people are automatically afraid of cops and intimidated by them.
And even if they did put like good cops out there, the bad stories, that's what's gonna catch most people's attention.
Exactly.
To like eliminate the view of cops being bad, we should have more good stories out there about cops than bad, like, because the cops saving people's lives is what really they're there for, but we don't see it.
Or just realize that's how the way our social media works, that we focus on a lot of the negative aspects of our culture, and we don't really put the good, like we don't shine it in. Like for example, my father is a retired detective from New York, and he saved so many lives. He's been on so many cases, and he's like the greatest man that I know. And for someone to think, oh, that's a police officer, I better be afraid of him, or, you know, let's not go that way, Stoney's on patrol, like, it's really, I could never think of anyone thinking that he's a bad guy. So I'm saying, like, all of the cops out there that are good people that we know, that we're related to, or, you know, like, we can't just group them all together.
That really ties in with our second topic, stereotypes.
On teens.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of, it's the same thing, like, there's a lot of bad teens that do negative things. And so we all get kind of grouped into that section, like all teens are bad, all teens do drugs, all teens do...
All teens are lazy, like...
All teens are obsessed with Twitter and...
social networks, And the point, like, we just are couch potatoes and everything. And, like, when you think of, like, an Xbox and PS4, you think of a teen sitting on the couch with the PlayStation control in the one hand, nachos in the other. Or for me, it's me sitting on the couch with the control in one hand, scrolling through Netflix, popcorn in the other. It's like, that's what we think about, but we're really not all lazy.
Yeah.
And then, no matter where we go, we're going to get stereotyped. Like, it's inevitable. But I feel when you're at home and then, like, your parents stereotype you, it's kind of different. It's like, you birthed me. And, like, you birthed me, and, like,
you don't know who
I live with you, and you don't know, like,
so you start to
who I really am. So you're, like, am I supposed to be like that? Like, is there something
these high
wrong?
expectations. And I feel like they come from a good place, because we all know what parents are like. I mean, we don't know, we've never had kids, obviously, but we know how hard it must be. Like, for example, my brother, he's quiet, and he's like to himself, and if you punish him, he doesn't really care. Whereas me, if you take away my phone, I might cry for a week. So you can't parent these kids. You can't put all these people together
You can't
give them the same...
You have to...
You have to get to know, like, everybody, not only for parents, for kids, but you have to get to know your peers. You have to get to know everybody to then create, like, their own stereotype for that one person.
Because if not everybody's going to fit in the same... not everybody's going to fit in the same standard. Like, if you look at someone, for instance, like, when it comes to race, if you look at someone who's, for say, Asian, you're going to... A lot of kids are like, oh, they're smart. Oh, they're this, they're that. When it could be something completely different, and you're perceiving them as the wrong thing just because of the way they look or the way you think they look.
And then when the stereotypes, if somebody sees you, like, not being, like, your stereotype, they're like, oh, you're fake. It's like, no, I'm me.
Being myself.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I feel like the kind of moral of the story is that we all have different personalities. We live in a diverse world, but we also live in a very materialistic world, in a very stereotypical world. We all look at that same image, and we want to be that image. We want our kids to be that typical good teenager, and then we want like models to be that typical perfect figure. I think we all just need to focus on ourselves and finding the confidence to just be yourself.
I feel like people say they want you to be different,
Yeah.
but then they still want you to be
The same.
the same as everyone else. But like, you can be different, but not too different, and then there's a
Exactly.
problem.
And that's what gets on my nerves a lot. It's like my teachers are like, "Oh, you're all different," but then she puts us all under
In
this
a
one
category.
category. It's like I'm not like that. I'm sorry.
You
That's
just
not
need to
gonna
stay
happen.
open-minded.
Mhm.
Yeah, exactly.
So this has been Teen Talk on arkansas.com. I'm Haley.
I'm Anastasia.
I'm Skyla.
I'm Lauren.
Bye.
Bye.